Hello everyone, welcome back to the another virtual class of political science. So today we are going to continue with the same topic that we have started in the previous class, that is all about local self-government in India. So in the previous class we discussed about the 73rd Amendment Act. So today we'll discuss about some of the important features of 74th Amendment Act. Okay, so let's start our today's class. So you can see over here some of the important features of a 74th Amendment Act. I have mentioned it over here. So I'll try to explain you one by one. First one, it is mentioned in this act that there will be organization of three types of municipalities. That means 74th Amendment Act talks about the organization of three types. How many types? Three types of municipalities. Number one, Nagar Panchayat. Number two, Municipal Council, and number three, Municipal Corporation. Okay, so whenever we talk about Nagar Panchayat, so Nagar Panchayat, this one, Nagar Panchayat is for fast urbanizing rural areas, the areas which are fast urbanizing. Okay, and number two, Municipal Council for most of the urban areas of the country. And then the third one is municipal corporation. So municipal corporation for large urban areas, small urban areas, municipal council, and if it is large areas, if the areas are larger in area, so there municipal corporation will function. Okay, it is mentioned over here clearly. Now next one we have is term of the municipal corporations or Nagar Panchayat or municipal council will be of how many years? 5 years. Okay, how many years? 5 years. The 5 years, the tenure of the tenure is 5 years. Okay, and for conducting the election of Nagar Panchayat, municipal council or municipal corporation, what is to be done? Appointment of election commission. There will be appointment of election commission in each state for conducting elections for the institutions of local self-government. So election commission will take the responsibility of conducting the elections in the local self-government at the urban areas. Urban means, rural means villages, urban means towns. Okay. Okay, next one, appointment of a finance commission for local self-government. So there will be appointment, mandatorily finance commission has to be appointed for local self-government. Okay, financial position, to know the financial position, requirement, okay, funds and all these things. For that to know more about the requirement, finance commission has to be appointed. The next one you can see here, establishment of metropolitan. You can see here, establishment of metropolitan and district planning committees in each state. In every state, in each and every state, the what should be established? Metropolitan and district. Okay, district planning committee. Metropolitan district planning committee in each and every states. Okay, mandatorily. Then the fifth one you can see here, provision for reservations. So there should be mandatorily there should be a provision for reservation of 33% seats. How many percent seats? 33% seats for SC, scheduled caste, ST, scheduled tribes, and OBC, other backward classes, and women. You can see here, and women in municipal institutions. Okay, 33%. But now the reservations of seats for women have been increased to 50% of the total seats of the urban local self-government. What is the total number of seats? Out of that, 50% of the seats are reserved for the women. Okay, so that is 50%. So this is all about some of the important features of the 74th Amendment Act. Okay, and the sixth one you can see here, I mentioned over here, provision for reservation. Now see here, this one is different, that this point is different. So provision for reservation of seats of local government, okay, public offices, local government public offices for SC, ST and women. That means those appointments done by the government Okay, those appointment done by the government to look after the administrative work or the local government offices, those seats will be reserved for SC, ST and women. So this is the one highlighted feature. This feature because it will provide government jobs for the people belonging to SC, ST and the women. Okay, so this is all about the local self-government, and the important features of 74th Amendment Act. So let me give you some general knowledge about this part. Around 30% of the population of our country lives in urban cities. Around 30% of the population of our country lives in urban areas. Okay, cities, towns and metropolitan cities. So there are about 2500 towns in India, and in each a unit of urban local government is at work, and in each and every unit a local government is working. Okay, so in big cities and metropolitan cities, municipal corporation are at work, and in other cities, towns, municipal council are at work. Okay, for fast urbanizing rural areas, Nagar Panchayats have been established. Okay, and for cantonment, okay, and cantonment boards have been established. So this is how the division has been done according to the population of the urban areas. Okay, so now we'll discuss about the composition and the functions of municipal corporation. So now the final part we are going to discuss municipal corporation composition and functions. Okay, composition and functions. So composition, what is the composition of municipal corporation? All the elected members. Okay, all the elected members. So municipal corporation strength varies from city to city. Some cities are very large. Okay, so it depends upon the population of that particular city. Okay, so the maximum number of municipal corporation, okay, municipal corporation, like I told you, it varies from state to state. So accordingly, how many members will be there in the municipal corporation will be decided on the basis of population. So on the basis of population, the entire city will be divided in a number of wards. So entire city will be divided in a number of wards, and from each ward the people elect one member. So it is directly elected, direct election. From each ward one member will be elected by the people of that registered voter of that city. Okay, so total number of directly elected members of municipal corporation depends upon the size of the population of the urban areas. Okay, like municipal corporations are there in Delhi, Bombay. In big cities, municipal corporations are very active. Okay, so all the elected members of the municipal corporation, they are the member of a municipal corporation. Okay, and these elected members are known as councillors. The elected members of the municipal corporation are popularly known as councillors or the corporation councillors. Okay, then next one we have is MLAs, member of legislative assembly. Okay, MLAs who represent the area of a municipal corporation. That means the MLA, whoever represents the municipal area of the corporation, they are also the member of the municipal corporation. Okay, so this is these are the compositions. So we are not discussing about the parts of municipal corporation. We just have to discuss about the composition, how it is composed of elected members as well as the MLAs, and the elected members are popularly known as councillors. Okay, now this one, the functions, so many functions are there, lots and lots of functions are there. Now you can choose any 5 or 6 functions and then you can write it down. Okay, number 1, urban planning. So urban planning is done by the municipal corporation of constructions of roads and bridges. Okay, public health, Public health and sanitations are also looked after by the corporations. Okay, registration of birth and death. Okay, how many babies are born, their birth certificates are given by the corporation. Okay, death threats, death the certificates are given by them. So they manage the birth and death, so that means certificates by the corporation. And then slum improvement. So you know that in city areas people migrate from villages and settle over there. So the biggest problem of the municipal corporation is to manage the slum areas and the improvement of the slum areas. So apart from this, many are there, like planning for economic and social development. Okay, water supply for domestic, industrial and commercial purpose. Okay, provision for firefighting services. Okay, urban forestry, protection of environment, promotion of ecological balances. Okay, removal of urban poverty. Okay, prevention of cruelty towards animals. Okay, regulations of slaughterhouses and tanneries. Okay, beautification of the city, what you call it, preparation for meeting natural disasters and calamities. So many functions are there which are to be performed by the municipal corporation. So apart from all these functions, these are all obligatory functions, they have to do it. The administrative functions are also there, like it imposes fines on those who violate its rules. It recruits the staff of municipal corporation. It can purchase and sell land. It registers birth and death. Okay, it welcomes the foreign guest. It collects data and statistics regarding the city. Okay, it prepares developmental plans for various areas of the city. So many functions are there, so you don't need to worry about it. 5 or 6 functions, if you memorize it, or that much is very easy for you to know, because now you are in class 12, so easily you can find out what is the actual functions of the municipal corporation. And those students living in cities in the municipal area, so they can easily know the functions of the municipal corporation. So there is nothing to worry about this part. So this is all about the composition and functions of municipal corporations. So hope you all have understood this chapter properly. So both the topics are now been done, we have covered it. So 73rd Amendment Act also we have completed, 74th Amendment also Act also we have completed. So this is the end of our today's class. So now the last chapters from section B is left, so that we will discuss in the next class, and that chapter is all about democracy in India, perspective of challenges faced during this period, that we have to discuss. So hope you all have understood it. So we'll meet again next class. Till then, take care, stay safe, bye bye.